It's headlines and fun, true crime tales and a wild rerun. Bits of news to brighten your day in the latest, wackiest, petty expressway. Scandals, gators, space coast too, crimes that baffle and headlines askew. When the world gets dark, we bring the cheer, music nuggets, the good, the grim, the weird is here.
Well, hello, my name is Sarah Boone, and if you're not aware, I have new news in my case, my quest for justice and a letter. Because if you're unaware, I had another lawyer who just won't take up the sword of justice and fight. I don't know why Florida seems to be bereft. See Webster's Dictionary for bereft, learn something. But they are bereft of lawyers that are competent enough to help me fight the injustice that I face. My story's been misconstrued. What? I don't have time to get into my story. I better read my letter and shut the hell up. Who do you think you are? I don't think you know who you're talking to, but I was an honor roller. I have been an excellent mother and person my entire life. And because my story was misconstrued and taken apart for social media jokes and laughs and chuckles, yes, some people think it's very funny to mock me. And it's not right and it's not fair. And I'm pretty sure it's against the Constitution because it tainted the jury pool. But I have a letter and I'm only apparently supposed to read the letter. I guess those cheese slices exchanged weren't enough. See if I share my prison hooch. To the honorable judge who oversees but does not see, from Sarah Boone, still waiting for justice. Regarding my appellate counsel withdrawal and the collusion of silence. Your Honor, once again, I find myself compelled to write, and this time, not just wrongly judged woman, but as a former honor roll student, because yes, that is what I was. But as a citizen, abandoned at every possible turn by the very institutions that were allegedly designed to protect them and protect truth, honor, and fairness in our judiciary system. Let me begin, since it seems to be unclear to some of you, by defining some of these words that I've just used, because I think we need a little perspective. See the definition for that in my previous letters. Justice is a noun, a quality of being just, righteous, equitableness, and moral righteousness. Truth, truth or the actual state of a matter, conformity to fact or reality. Perception. I defined it again for you because apparently no one has listened to my screams for justice in these little walls. Perception, a noun. The act or faculty of apprehending by means of senses or the mind, cognition, and understanding. And that's what I need, understanding. I am living proof that these three words no longer hold weight in Florida judicial system. My second two, not my choice, underlined bold, italicized, has now withdrawn. He didn't tell me. A betrayal that mirrors the system itself and everyone who found it easier to walk away than actually take up the sword of justice with me and fight the evils of injustice. Everyone else has found it easier to walk away than to actually fight for what's right. But didn't Jesus fight for everyone, and shouldn't you fight for me? Now, was I consulted? No. Was I involved in this decision? Not my choice. Again, underlined in bold, capitalized. Of course not, because God forbid Sarah Boone be treated like a person, a human, a woman who let me remind this court again, got in honor roll, was an excellent mother, was a good provider, and everything that a model citizen would be, drunk before noon and passed out by 3. I was living the life. I was being a patriot, gosh darn it. Again, I got A's in geometry. I made the honor roll, and I was once told by my 11th grade teacher that my brain was a starburst of brilliance. Of course, she could have just been offering me a starburst because she did have one, but she said it in my presence, and I believe. But no, no, I wasn't consulted. I was never asked. I was never told why these, lawyers, all of the herd of them ran away from me. No, I'm because in this system, I'm a number. I'm not a person. I'm not a human. I am not the beautifully remade, cracked, golden lined heart jar that I should be and that God has appointed me. I'm not a woman, not a human. I'm not a Samsonite owner. I'm not even a case file. I'm a headline. I'm a hashtag, and then somewhere someone is going to parody me after this. Which brings me to my next point of factual necessity and blistering truth. YouTubers, TikTok lawyers, and the talking heads with ring lights and no souls. I see you. These are people making money, literal, countable, monetizable money off of my story, my pain. Lifetime hasn't even come to me for the Sarah Boone Samsonite Saint story. And I'm just as lovable as, anyone that was played by Judith Light or Meredith Baxter Burney. My story deserves to be told, Lifetime or Hallmark. Now, they are using my tragedy that no one seems to understand, that has been bent and twisted and contorted. And the lawyer in my case for the state didn't even take my case seriously enough to not add a Star Wars reference in the closing. They cut and paste footage. They slap on a reaction face. They put on a wig. They make fun of me. They spin narratives that serve the algorithm, not my justice, my truth, my face, my name. No, they use it for views and clicks and clout and profit in an unholy digestion of a misguided truth that didn't hear my truth. And I ask you, Lord, Your Honor, how? How is this allowed? How is it that entire channels and videos are made with people mocking me, dedicated to my life, my mistakes, and not seeing my golden cracks, only seeing my badness? Of course, I was a little drunk, not drunk, totally drunk, Schrodinger's drunk at the time this happened, and it was not intentional. These creators, they just dig through my, grief like digital grave robbers, digging around and manipulating and misconstruing and putting my words out of order, making fun of my hair, putting cheese slices in their bra. It's not fair. It's not funny. Even more troubling, though, have you ever just stopped to think, where does the money go? Who benefits from this? Because I see a pattern. I see the timing of filings and the way certain things are leaked to media-friendly rulings, just in time for coverage. I can't help but wonder, is the bench in on this? Are you getting YouTube money? How much of my millions have you taken? Are you writing a book? Are you trying to be the next Anne Rule? Are you talking to Lifetime? Because respectfully, and objectively and futuristically, it sure feels like someone's getting paid to keep this train rolling. And meanwhile, for so many days, 94 weeks, 173 hours, 8,500, 600 minutes, I haven't seen rent. I have sat here every day, 24/7. I sit in a cell, mocked, forgotten, monetized by other people and erased, while another attorney drops me like a bad habit, like a bad PR move, just absolutely unfair, and I'm pretty sure against my constitutional rules. What? No. Did you not hear me? I am an honor roller. It's a constitution. No, no, again. Excuse me, like, I'm glad you gave me like a spot and such. But as a producer, I think you should know what, the Constitution is. I thought you had a legal channel. Um, as I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by someone trying to put literal words in my mouth. Again, a pattern of this justice system and the media. I am sitting in my cell, too scared to fight for my justice. I am making a poster. I'm going to put it out. But I'd like to end this with I forgive all of you. I forgive the state for abandoning integrity. I forgive the court for confusing compliance with justice. And I even forgive the judge, yes, you, for turning your head while the wolves feasted. But make no mistake, forgiveness is not the same as silence. I'm still here, still reading, still studying, still fighting. And no matter how many attorneys walk away, no matter how many YouTubers make fun of me and put on wigs, or how many justices and judges cash metaphorical checks for the currency of public opinion, I will not go quietly into the night. I will demand an immediate appointment of a new appellate counsel. I am currently writing a letter to your governor, our president, and the Pope because this injustice will not stand. My name is Sarah Boone. I have made mistakes unintentionally. I've been misjudged, mischaracterized, parodied, and satired, but never understood. And I have every right to demand the justice that was promised to me, not just as a defendant, but as a citizen and proud patriot and Christian of these United States. This isn't over. Sincerely, Sarah Boone. Honor roll, truth teller, gold in the cracks, and victim of the system that only protects itself. Please help me. If you know any appellate attorneys, please tell them to contact my cell. I am only able to pay in cheese slices, but they do stay nice and warm in my bra. Uh, wait, I'm out. I'm out. Damn it. Okay, gotta go. Sarah Boone for justice. Yes.